Logarithms for grade 12 students. Are you ready? Write each expression as a single logarithm. To be able to do this, you have to know your log rules, and we're going to be using them to solve this kind of questions. So here they gave you logs all over the place, and they want you to write them as a single log. So to be able to do this, the first thing we need to do is move the exponent on top right here using this log rule right here. So we want to go from here to there. And therefore, this becomes log x to the power of 3 plus log y to the power of 1/2 minus log z to the power of 2. After this, all you need to do, just write this as 1 log. And we're going to use this log rules here. If you're plussing, you could change it to multiplication under 1 log. And if you have 2 logs that are minus, you could change them to division. And therefore, the x cubed will be there. The y to the half will be also on top because it's multiplied into the x cubed. And then the z squared, because it's minus here, it goes right on the bottom. And this is the answer for your question. Also, always remember, like if you want to write things under 1 log, and here we know we have a positive, here there's a positive, and here there's a negative. Whatever has a positive in front of the log goes on top, and whatever has a negative goes on the bottom. That's an easier way to do it. So with this second one right here, B, the only problem is you have log base 2 here, log base 2, which you could combine, but here you have a 3 and there's no log. So we ask ourselves, could we write 3 as a log of base 2? Now I know log base 2, 8 is 3, because 2 to the power of what equals 8 is 2 to the power of 3. So instead of writing a 3 there, you could write log base 2, 8, and then you get rid of that 3. So here we're going to start by moving the exponents to the top. So this becomes log base 2 x cubed minus log base 2 y squared, moving the 2 to the top. And instead of minus 3, now I could write the 3 as log base 2, 8, because log base 2, 8 is 3. And now to write them as a single log, I just write a log right here, base 2, brackets. As I said before, anything that has a positive in front of the log, like here, goes on top. And anything that has a negative in front of the log goes to the bottom. So the 8 and the y squared, they will just go to the bottom. So here is another question that says, evaluate each expression. To evaluate this, you have to combine them and write them as 1 log. So the first thing I want to do is bring any exponents that I have in front of the log to the top. So I have only 1 there, and that becomes log base 4, 6 squared minus log base 4, 18 plus log base 4, 8, which gives me log base 4, 36 minus log base 4, 18 plus log base 4, 8. Now we need to combine the logs. And as I said earlier, just look here. If you have a positive, this thing will go on the top when you write them as a single log. If you have a negative in front of the log, that thing will go on the bottom. This has a positive, this 8 will go on top. So when you write them as one expression, log base 4, you open brackets, the 36 goes on top because there's a positive in front of the log. The 18 will go on the bottom because there's a negative in front of the log, and multiplied here because this has a positive goes on top. So this will get written right on top. Now, I would advise you just to start reducing here. So 2 goes into 8 4 times. 2 goes into 18 9 times. 9 goes into itself once. It goes into 36 4 times. So this becomes log base 4 16, which equals, it is asking you 4 to the power of what equals 16. So I know 4 squared is 16. So this whole thing equals just 2. So 4 to the power of 2. And that's your final answer right here. We'll move on to the next one. Again, here, if you have any exponent, bring it to the top. So I'm going to have log base 2 10 squared minus log base 2 250 plus log base 2 40. Now combining the logs, so I'm going to have log base 2, and this is just 100 right here, over 250 times 40. And therefore now it's better to reduce. So, you know, when you have zeros all over the place, you could just take away 0 with 1 0 here. 25 goes into itself once. It goes into 100 4 times. Now I'm left with 4 here and a 4 there. So 4 times 4 is 16. So this becomes log base 2 16, which equals, basically, you know, this is asking you 2 to the power of what is 16. So the answer is 4.